Hello, welcome to Women Tech Global Conference. I'm glad to be with you this afternoon. I want to give thanks to the organizers of this program. I want to also thank our participants and also give thanks to our partners. Thank you all. I'm glad to be part of this program. And in this section of Kotlin programming language, a big feast for many Java issues. Yeah, just like I said, I'm very excited to be here this day. I thank the organizers of this program. I thank our partners and I thank everyone present here to be part of this program. I'm glad to have you all. Now we're going to be looking at, in this session, Kotlin programming language, a big feast for many Java issue. In this section, we'll be looking at what is Kotlin. Then we'll look at Java issues addressed by Kotlin and the big feast by Kotlin. We're going to look at why Kotlin, and then there'll be a practical session. Please stay tuned, don't get away. You will enjoy the practical session. Now, I will start with what is Kotlin. Kotlin is developed by JetBrains and has been open source since 2012. Presently, Kotlin is made Google official new programming language for writing web services and Android application. One reason I think behind Kotlin popularity was its perfect compatibility with Java 6. Now you can see that Android 3.0 support included creating new Kotlin files and converting the Java codes into Kotlin codes. We can see that Kotlin is designed in a way that it incorporates with Java and offer an improved development experience for creating new applications. This programming language supports various features that is not currently supported by Java. Kotlin combines the features of both object-oriented programming and functional programming. Functional programming and favors immutability. That is to say, once you create a program, it cannot change. It works with functions and it has no side effect. That it deals with function and has no side effect. Kotlin is a general purpose open source programming language. It is statically typed programming language that runs on JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. This means the type of every expression in a program is known at compile time, and the compiler can validate that the method and the file you are trying to access exists on the object you are using. Now, we're going to find out Java issues addressed by Kotlin. Our focus is going to be on both programming languages. We're going to base on their features and functionalities. This will help you, see that Kotlin has advanced features for Android development more than that of Java. Now we're going to be looking at features like null safety, static members, extension function, lazy loading, string templates, coroutine, operation overloading, wildcard type. Then, last but not the least, we're going to look at smart cards. Let's see how Java fits this issue, the big fix by Java. Now, we're going to take this one after the other. I'm going to take that of Java and I will tell you more about Kotlin. We're going to start with null safety. Null safety does not exist in Java. In fact, null pointer exception is mainly responsible for the development error of Android and Java. We're going to see that by the time we go into practical session, you are going to understand better what I mean by this null safety doesn't exist in Java, because this is responsible for the error you get at the runtime when you run your program after writing it. Now, but in Kotlin, you will see that Kotlin has inbuilt null safety in it. It strives to remove null point exception from your program completely. Now, we're going to go ahead to look at static members. Static members, well, when you get to Java, you have static members. It is used for memory management mainly. That's what is used in Java. One can apply, Java static keyword with variables. You can also apply it with method. You can apply it with blocks or nested class. In Kotlin, we can use what we call companion object to create static member of the class. An object declaration inside a class can be marked with the companion keyword. Now, what I'm trying to say here is this. If you need to write a function that can be called without having a class, that's a class instance, but needs access to internal of that object or internal of that class, you can write it as a member of a companion object declaration inside the class. That's how this can be done in Kotlin. Now let's look at the next one, which is extension functions. Extension function in Java is in Java. But now let's see how does work in Java. We need to, for extension function, you need to create a new class to extend the functionality of the existing class. Once this is done, you will see that the user can now use the newly created class everywhere to now extend that function. Let's look at extension function in Kotlin. Extension function in Kotlin are useful as they allow developers to add methods to classes without making changes to their source code, which is not same with that of Java. Now we'll move ahead to look at lazy loading. Lazy loading does not even exist in Java. It's not available. But when you see the feature of the functionality of this lazy loading, you will see that it's very, very important when you're writing your program. Lazy loading, that it mainly decreases startup time that is useful when using Kotlin for Android application. Let's move ahead to look at the next one, which is string template. String templates is, you can see it in Java, is available, but it doesn't support expression like that of Kotlin. It doesn't. String templates in Kotlin have such as escape string, and then we have raw string. They support, these two support expressions. Let me talk about escape string. Escape string helps you to insert a new line in the text where it appears. That's what it does. Now, raw string, it does no escape in any way and can contain new lines and any other. Now we move ahead to look at coroutine. Coroutine in Java, coroutine is not actually in Java, but there's something else that users can use in Java. They have two different options. Is either they use REST Java or they use Project Room. REST Java is a library for composing asynchronous and event-based program using observable sequence. Now, Project Room is an attempt by the OpenSDK community to introduce a lightweight concurrency model in Java. Kotlin coroutine are concurrency design pattern that you can use on developing on your Android to simplify code that execute asynchronously. Coroutine were added to Kotlin in version 1.3, and they are based on established concepts from other languages. Now we're going ahead, we're going to look at operation overloadings. In Java, operators are tied to a particular Java types. Let's take, for instance, string and numeric type. String and numeric type in Java can make use of addition operator for concatenation and addition. Now, one thing about them is this: after you have used them for that, you cannot reuse it in any other for any other operator in Java. When you can use it with another type. Now, but in operation overloading in Kotlin allows the user to provide a way to invoke functions. It will allow you, like when you use arithmetic operation, equality check, or comparison, whatever of them or whatever object you want to use, it will allow you to use that, and you can do that through the symbol like addition, multiplication, division, decrementation, or incrementation. Let's look at wildcard types. Wildcard types are basically the question mark used in generic programs. So that's in generic programming. It represents the unknown as unknown type, and it can be used in different situations, such as you can use it in a situation like the type of a parameter or a field, etc. Now, In Kotlin doesn't really have a wildcard type, but it has two other things, which include declaration site variance and type projection. Now, let me tell you more about declaration site variance. Declaration site variance is a variance that is specific to the point where generic programming is defined. To use it, you have to modify the type parameter with either the in or out variance. That's variance annotation. Now, for type projection, a type projection is either the start projection or an entity consisting of a specific type plus optional variance. Now, when we go into practical, we'll understand this in detail. Let's look at the next one, which is Smartcards. Smartcards is not available in Java. However, there's some other way that you can, there's other things you can do to be able to achieve what the Smartcard can achieve in coroutine. Now, to know in Java, to know the type, what you need to do, you use something like an instance to check the type, and then you cast it to the right type. Two things you need to do. You use an instance to check the type first, and then you now cast it to the right type. But Smartcard helps coroutine compiler, that's coroutine compiler, to track conditions inside if expression. It does it straightforward. You don't need to do it this way or the other way. Now, at this point, if the compiler finds a variable that is not null of the type nullable, the compiler allows accessing the variable. That's how Smartcards that works in Kotlin. All right, having seen these two parts, you can see your own that coroutine has more features, advanced features, more than Java. And that's why today we speak of Kotlin has more advanced features. That's why today we speak of Kotlin. Let's see why Kotlin. Why Kotlin? You find out that Kotlin is a fun language and costs nothing to adopt. It's easy for you to adopt Kotlin. If you're using IntelliJ, it's very easy. If you're using Android Studio, Android Studio is very easy. Kotlin enables users to write concise code, very concise. I'm going to show you that when we get over to the practical section. Easy to read, the code just straight to the point, easy to read, easy to test, and more importantly, easy to reuse. Now, Kotlin enhances code maintainability and reliability. Maintainability, that's when you work with unfamiliar code, it's easier for you, that's for you to know or to see what kind of object the code is working with in Kotlin. When you talk about reliability, now here you see that the compiler verifies if the program is correct so that your app won't crash at runtime. Kotlin is provides safer alternative to to Java that is suitable in all contexts where Java is used today. What I'm trying to say is that wherever Java is used today, Kotlin can also be used there. We talk about building server code. That's typically the back-end web application, or building mobile application that runs on Android device. Kotlin is used for all this. All right, now we need to move ahead to go over to our practical section, and not for talking. If you have your PC with you, that if you have your system, your personal computer with you, I would like you to join me in this. First, we're going to be using this IntelliJ. That's what we're going to use in this practical session. If you already have it, I'll give you just a few minutes to turn it on so that we can see the difference between what we said earlier concerning the issues that Java were having, and then now it's being fixed by Kotlin. I'll give you some seconds. If you don't have IntelliJ already in your system or your personal computer, you can just go onto your browser, just type in IntelliJ. You're going to see this image. You see download. All you need to do at this point is to click download. When you click download, it will take you to the next image. Now, when you come to the next image, you're going to see two options. The best option for you to use is the community. Just under the community, you will see download. Just click download. Your browser, this IntelliJ will automatically be downloaded into your system. And at the end of it, you're going to see a platform like this. Forget about this over here, but just something like this. This is already some of my programs. That's what you're seeing by this side. Now, at this point, what you need to do is, once that is ready, just go to create project. Click on the create project, which is the first one. Once you click on the create project, the next option, this is going to show for you on your system. That's the next option. Once it's open, you're going to see these options are here. This one will not be checked. All you need to do, go there, check, click on Kotlin, and then say next. I believe you are following. Then if that is done, it's going to take you to the next image. And the next image, you're going to see that this is untitled. You are the one to give it a title. Sorry, I didn't mention that when you click on create a project earlier, that you are going to give your project a name. Mostly because of this class, we'll just give it a name, maybe a practical session, something like that. But if you're working on real project, you're going to give your project a name according to what you're working on. If it's a WhatsApp app you want to develop, you're going to give it a name, that name WhatsApp, because that's what your users will see once they install your program, your app into their Android phones. Then you move over to this image. After giving it a name, it's going to open the next image for you. Then we're going to see the next image where you have the title, untitled. Then you are going to give it a title. Any title, any name you want, we're going to give it. Now, the next one is, it will take you to the next image. And this is where we're going to work, a workplace. Let me look at the chat. I believe that we're all this. Oh, the slide. Oh, I can see that. I can see that comment. Okay, now I'm going to use the next slide. Someone said I can't see the slide. Oh my God. Okay, let me try to get another slide so that we all can see. Okay, can we see this one now? Can you see the next slide I'm sharing? Please respond so that. Are you seeing the next slide? I mean, this one. Are you seeing the next slide now? If you're seeing it, just help me so that I'll know you're seeing the next slide. All right. If you're seeing the next slide, please let me know. I want to check that to see if you're seeing the next slide, please. Please, who is with me? Are you seeing the next slide now? Let me know. If you're seeing the next slide now, then we are good to go. All right, let's continue because we have just a few minutes for this to end. All right, once you have opened this next one, we're going to create a class inside this. All right, I'm going to grab my IntelliJ now, then we move ahead for the practical section. Now, I say that in Kotlin, you write concise code. The code is just straight to the point. Straight to the point. I believe you're seeing my IntelliJ now. The code is straight to the point. It's not as much as that you can see in Java. Just to call a function, I just use fun, that's fun, maximum. What I want to do here is just to print this number, the maximum number here. And I've written just these 2 lines of code that will help me print the maximum number. If I run this, it's just going to print the maximum number that I want for me. That's 9. But let's look at this in Java. In Java, it's not so. Just that little line of code in Java, we have written a lot of lines here. The same result I'm going to get when I run the same thing, because whatever I implemented there is the same thing in what I implemented in the Kotlin. Now you can see that Java is, can I say the code is much, but in Kotlin it's actually concise. Now let's look at the next one, which is a string template. String in Kotlin, is readable. It's straight to the point. It doesn't have many codes, just like in Java. If you look at it, it's very clean. Now, the next one we're going to look at is no safety. And before we look at that, I'm looking at my time. My time is almost up. I think I will stop here and then see if we have questions. If you have questions, I would like to attend to that. Yes, because for the sake of our time, which is almost up, Okay, somebody saying something. He said, does Kotlin support functional programming? Yes. I said that earlier, that Kotlin supports functional programming, even object-oriented programming too. Kotlin supports that. Yes, I'm looking at the next question. It said, like Lambert function styles. Sorry, your question is not clear. If you can make that clearer. What actually is your question? I've answered the first one when you say, does Kotlin supports functional programming? Yes, I said yes, it supports functional programming. But functional programming is a high ordered function and favors immutability, which means the state cannot change after creation. It deals with functions, and then it has no side effect. So the next question, if you can make that clear, I think I'll be able to answer that. All right, my time is actually up. At this point, I will need to say thank you very much for joining me in this program, in this session. I've seen that some couldn't see the slide very well. I don't know what could be the issue with that, but I want to say thank you for joining me in this program. And in conclusion, I will say that Kotlin, just like I say, is a fun language. It helps you to write easy code, concise code, not many of them. And I implore you to join us using Kotlin. I assure you, you will have fun using it. If you're new to programming, well, you can start with Java. Java has been over the years to learn the basis of programming. But if you're not new to programming, you can switch. It's easier for you. If it's easier for you and you like Kotlin programming language, you can easily switch. If you know Java about, let's say, like 90%, you've already known Kotlin 70% because Kotlin is built on Java. It's just for you to master the syntax of Kotlin, and then and a few things you need to master, and then you will be able to write your program. Thank you very much once again for joining this program. Love you all, and I love your comments. Thank you. Okay, I'm still seeing a question. I'm a Flutter enthusiastic. Yes. Okay, what will you do? Okay, yes, 100% yes, you can. You can use both. You can use both Flutter and Kotlin in Android Studio. All you need to do just to install because Flutter is so easy to use, and like, yes, you can. Like, I also use Flutter. All I did is just to install the SDK in my Android Studio, and I'm using both of them. I use Kotlin, I use Java, and I use Flutter. So it's easier. But the most important thing is for you to understand the concept. If you understand each concept, know the syntax, it's just very easy for you to use them to develop any Android application.